Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and in keeping with the absolute deluge of things coming out of Wizards this week, since Wednesday, honestly, they've just been bombarding people to the point where I think people just blow the whole thing off and probably just watch my video instead, which I'm fine with that. But they decided to show off the FNM promos, and like a million other promos, and like other things, just everything. This is just the everything video. Alright, first we've got the Friday Night Magic promo, because keep in mind, there are different promos for different things that your LGS probably isn't holding. So there are 3 different promos, and your LGS is going to get them, I guess, all up front, or they're going to get a mix of the 3 per month. They weren't really clear which, but either way, they can give them out however they see fit. They can say, here's this month's, next month is this, or they can let you choose, or just whatever, it's up to them, which, yeah, that's actually kind of cool. So first we've got Opt. That's right, apparently Opt is in Dominaria. That's news to me. Honestly, I'm not happy about it because this is literally just shrink your deck. That's it. Like, basically, if you're playing blue, you can now play with 56 cards because of this. The one little caveat to that is you have to pay 1 blue mana, which is very much not nothing. But still, this just enables people to do stuff too consistently. I don't like it. Well, at least it's not Anticipate or Glimmer. I think those go a little far, especially Glimmer. But what do you think? They made the artwork like bluer, I guess, which is really weird. It almost looks like, because you guys know I know Photoshop, it looks like when they made the card background blue and then they added blue to like the text box, that they accidentally put it on top all the other layers as like a colorizing overlay. And then they sent it to the printers that way. That just seems really weird to me. Now that said, I love the bottom. That just looks so cool. I don't know what's up with like that weird line on the top-ish. That's a little odd and non-symmetrical. In fact, kind of the whole thing is non-symmetrical. You know what it looks like? A laser printer that has a bad drum, like a slightly damaged drum. You'd get a line that looks just like that. Kind of inconsistent, but kind of consistent. But other than that, I like the shadowing, the fade, the logo, the 3D, everything. It's pretty sweet. And well, let's talk about value because everybody's so concerned about value. Yeah, because people don't devolve into no fun allowed douchebags when there's a $15 card on the line. No, that never happens. Believe it or not, right now, foil opt is like between $7 and $10 depending upon where you go. The original Invasion one in foil is $55, hello, but the card itself, actual like regular opt, is only 39 cents. Now, I think it was like $1.25 at one point. Now, the funny thing is like Fatal Push, the promo is worth less than the regular foil version. I don't have an explanation for that. I would think that more of one exists than the other, and I don't care to explain the actual math behind that, so it doesn't make sense. So if it's like $7, I mean, that's cool, that's worthwhile. I mean, that's like 2 boosters. I mean, that's really not bad. And if it was as high as even like 14, that's pretty good too. I mean, that's like reasonable. Even if it was like 12, that's, you know, people aren't going to go nuts over it, but they'll be really happy if they want it. Now, me, I don't care what the value is. I am keeping it. I am not going to sell it. I still have a promo Fatal Push. If it's a card I like and it's cool art, or just, hey, look, I want a promo, I have a collection of promos, alternates, you know, special edition, whatever, and this goes in it. I mean, I'm just happy to have it because not everybody has it, and it doesn't come out of a booster. Just rarity at all, and, you know, that's kind of my personality. Like, I also collect misprints. So overall, I think it was pretty much one of the best cards I could have chosen, where they're like, this has play outside of Standard. Its tradability is high, but its value isn't, like, ridiculous. So next up is a card that, unless I'm mistaken, we have not seen before. And I didn't mean that as like a pun where, haha, we haven't seen it because we only got a text leak, get it? No, I don't think that this required a ruling. So I think, as far as we know, we literally haven't seen this card before. So get this, okay? Instant, 2 cost, single black, destroy target non-legendary creature. So the first thing that comes to your mind is almost definitely, hey, that weird bar of lighting thing is gone from this one. Okay, if you're me, you notice that. Honestly, the text is probably covering it. I like that. It's like this weird, like, shadowy slate gray. It's the way I do everything in Photoshop. I do loves me some gradients and lighting. But back to the card itself. First of all, that artwork looks cool as hell. And secondly, okay, it's a 2-cost universal instant speed kill spell, except it's not really universal. Let me describe this in one sentence. People are gonna lose their damn minds over this card in every format other than Standard. Let's see, how can I describe how prevalent legendary creatures will be in Dominaria? Oh yeah, there's going to be a legendary in every single pack. Just like flip cards with shadows. Yeah, they're shorting the commons by 1, I believe it is, to put a legendary permanent, or legendary spell, I guess you would say, into every booster. I think there's like 60 or 70 legendary spells, if not like 100 in Dominaria. Pretty much any creature that's good is legendary just about. So this will be so unreliable and so ineffective in standard. The funny thing is the way they said is, next up is cast down, a removal spell that might just reshape standard. Yes, you jackasses, everybody will be so damn scared of this frickin' card that they'll basically be forced to play Dominaria. In fact, all the best cards in Dominaria reference legendary. It's forcing you to buy the new set, and I don't like that. Almost as much as I don't like the completely unnecessary green tint over the artwork. And I just realized that they might be using a default rainbow foil overlay, and the text, the art won't actually look like that in real life. That could be. I mean, the first one looked like just blue, and this one looks like just yellowish green, but I don't know. They have never done that before that I've seen, and really, honestly, only one eBay seller does that. By the way, what do you think of the white text on black background? I think that's kind of cool. And by that, I mean they'll screw it up, because you can't print white ink, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but the card text and the title and the subtype bar or the type bar or whatever are printed separately. They're like printed last after the rest of the card. So technically the text on the bottom, if it's white, is being not printed, which means that the box has to be perfectly aligned and perfectly printed. So that'll be very likely to happen. Yep. Anyway, this is going to be expensive because the king of 2-cost black, dirt cheap instant speed removal in Modern, and I know I'm going to get some crap for saying this, is Go for the Throat. But this, it's Tragic Slip, but this, Fatal Push, but this, no, this one's better, that one's better, this one's way better. Go for the Throat hits the most targets, shut up. It's not Doomblade, it's not anything else, it's Go for the Throat, okay, math. But it doesn't stop affinity, shut the hell up. This is on par with Go for the Throat, or equal to it, I would say. Now here's the slight issue. Go for the Throat foil right now, which was only in Mirrored and Besieged as far as I know. It's only about $3. For the record, Doomblade foil is about, I don't know, $1.25, something like that. Doomblade sucks. Now, I never purposely thought, out of all the top popular decks in Modern, how many of them are running creatures that are legendary? Like, that's more like their problem because they have to worry about it being legendary. It's not been on my radar. So, I mean, I can't name that many, but then, like, some might be legendary and I just didn't realize it. Like, I know, like, Snapcaster and Tassiger aren't, but, Tarmogoyf isn't. I just feel like it can't be that many. So this hits almost everything for 2. I mean, Fatal Push is, yeah, it's 1, but it's unreliable at best. I mean, if its cost is above 5 or 4, then you're just screwed, and it's above 2, you've got a little bit of a problem. It's just like Tragic Slip. I mean, yeah, it'll take them out as long as something else died. I mean, technically, Tragic Slip is a little bit better than Fatal Push, except it costs 2. So like I said, I think people will want to pick this up in a hurry for Modern. It's just, do they want the shiny, curled version that's harder to read and has white font? And plus, it's only an uncommon, and people aren't going to want it in Standard. They're only going to want it in other formats. So, oh boy, I don't know. I think it's going to be like a yo-yo cat and mouse game kind of thing going on in Standard, where people will play it, then they won't. Then they will play it, then they won't. As people are like, okay, fine, I'll play Legendaries. Geez, just to avoid this card. And then nobody will play the card. And then because nobody's playing the card, then people will go back to dinosaurs. And then, oh, I need to kill this giant dinosaur. Cast down. So, I don't know. This will be pretty wild, though, to see what happens to it. I just don't see it crossing even like $10. So next up, we've got, Green Bay Packer card. Awesome. Representing the Packer colors. I love it. That is seriously not green and white, it's green and gold. I mean, just look at it, it's green and gold, like, what the hell? So once again, they may or may not have screwed up the colors. It might just be their foil overlay, even though you might have noticed the foil rainbow sheen is missing from the edge border, at least on the left, but not the right. Now I'm just confused. That weird lighting line is, I think it's kind of there, but it's covered by the text again. That's going to bother me a lot. But anyway, this is Shauna, Sisei's Legacy. They say, the last one I have to show you today is a creature that will shrug off any cast downs. It's almost like they're literally spelling out that you have to play Dominaria. Don't play anything else or cast down will kill you. And wizards too. They will sneak into your house and murder you in your sleep if you do not switch over to Dominaria and rebuild your deck. Interesting marketing strategy, not dissimilar from Apple, honestly. So, I don't know who Sisei is. I don't know who Shauna is. I don't even know what's going on in this card. That's the problem. I haven't been playing for longer than whatever. I like how her shield has the iconic Masters logo on it, though. That's kind of cool. All right, what the hell does she do? Let's see. I'm going to read the one with black text. White is already throwing me off. Shauna, Sisei's Legacy can't be the target of abilities your opponents control. Sweet, that's kind of nice. Let's see. She gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Oh, we've seen this before. This was in the spoilers. Leak. Word document. Thanks, China. We appreciate it. Keep up with the typical Chinese quality assurance, whatever the hell you'd call it. I am literally going to want this promo just because it looks like a Green Bay Packers item. Oh my god, I am going to get out like some kind of art set thing and draw a cheese head on her. That would be awesome. Anyway, I think this card's going to be pretty bonkers. That like Westvale thing that flipped, or what was it? Was it a Westvale card? It wasn't the land, not Abby. That was Ormondal. There was a card that, I think it was actually white-green. I think this is literally a functional reprint. It would flip, and then it would get, like its power and toughness would equal the number of creatures in play or something like that. That was a damn good card. Now, I don't think it ever cleared like $3 or $4, but it was a damn good card. So this at least has the potential to be very valuable. And I think that color and the frame and the background and everything, it's going to look pretty cool. I think people are going to want it. But once again, I don't think it'll go over 10. But I don't think you could just say, oh, it's like $2 bulk worthless, whatever. So 3 good solid choices, in my opinion. It'll be hard to see what happens. And once again, we're seeing the promos pretty much almost when they pick them, I guess, because we have no idea what will happen after the release of Dominaria. So right now, with lack of hindsight, I can say, yeah, they probably picked pretty good guesses at what will be mid-priced. So next up, Store Championship, we've got a full art version of Steel Leaf Champion. Pretty darn good devotion card here. It's a 5/4 for 3, and it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. This card is insane. It's about as much of a mistake as Avatar of the Resolute was. It's overpowered, but at least it doesn't have trample. But it kind of almost does because it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So, we've seen this card before, I think, in the spoilers, but what do you think of that artwork, man? That is pretty nuts. I'm glad that they're finally, kind of catering / pandering to the typical MTG player, because that guy has got like 9 chins, or well, really just one big chin. And I don't know if you guys saw that self-driving car crash, but that's in right now. It's just, instead of like, oh, I have like 3 chins, ha ha ha, it's just one giant chin. So they are definitely hitting their demographic with that right there. In fact, that's what most feminists look like. I don't know if you noticed that or not. So that's a pretty cool pick. It's powerful. So it's hard to say, oh, there's a $10 card or it's a $5 card. I don't know. It looks good. So, hey. Also, if you win the whole thing, as they put it, boom, Roadman Shaq. He's a planeswalker now. They should have put right across it his famous quote, man's not hot. Man can never be hot. And then ... because I'll just phase myself out. You can't get hot if you're not part of the time stream. That's just physics. So I'm sure this is lovely if you're a Teferi fan. Cool. He looks slightly less like Eddie Murphy in this one. Or I should say Charlie Murphy. I think that's who he looked like on the box. I don't know. They probably had like 9 different people draw him, and he's not even going to have a consistent look. It's basically just going to be 9 different people. Whatever. I like the color, though. I like the cloud thing. That would look pretty cool. I, once again, hope I don't win it. The bottom is made out of a type of untreated silicone. That will kill me if I get it anywhere near my mouth. So... good job, Wizards. Thanks for trying to kill me. Next up, we got the one that you can pretty much all reliably get. It's Llanowar freaking Elves. Oh my gosh, this is just the classic Elvish Mystic. It's full art, it looks awesome, it's turbo green oriented, like color-wise. I like the fade from yellow to green, that's pretty cool. Llanowar Elves has never been particularly expensive, but anyway, Open house promo, basically you show up, you get one. I mean, I think they send out like 30 of them, or at least like 20, maybe 40. It was like a lot. Like basically if you show up, you get one. And I think the guidelines, like the suggestions were, if you have too many people, give them to the new players and give them to the people who brought a new person to the event. And then give them out to the regulars after that if there's any left over. Otherwise, just skip over them because it's a freaking open house. So what do you think of that? I think that might be worth a little bit, especially like years from now. I mean, I think it's a pretty good choice, especially for free. Like you don't really have to earn it that much. By the way, this will be April 14th and 15th. So ignore your taxes and go to the open house, I guess. Yes, I think that 100% of my viewers are Americans and get that reference. That's correct. Next up, the thing that your LGS probably isn't holding. League. Woo! If you win or whatever, I don't know how you get this. I don't remember how League works. Somehow you might get Zalfirin Void. Woo! Completely different artwork. Way cooler artwork too. They went with the black text for some reason. It's kind of weird. All right. I feel like the regular one in foil would probably blind your opponent. Like you could use it to signal a helicopter from like a desert island. It's literally just shades of white and gray. I mean, the thing's going to be a mirror. You could probably shave with it. All right, what does this thing do? When it enters battlefield, scry 1 and then tap to add 1 colorless. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's literally an improved waste and it's technically a non-basic land. I like that. I don't know if we've seen that one yet. I don't think we have. That's actually really good because this is a temple that comes in untapped. I mean, you don't get 2 colors out of it, but it's still a temple, like a scry temple that, you know, comes in untapped. Like that's really going to be pretty good. The funny thing is you could kind of use this to like scry for the color of land that you're missing if you had this instead. I mean, it would almost be better to like go get a combo piece or a good creature. But, you know, I think it has its uses, especially in like an actual colorless deck. I think people will pick this up and put it in like actual colorless decks. Like, I don't know, maybe, what's that one? The one everybody plays and should be banned. Oh yeah, Affinity. I think it would make use of this, right? I mean, who couldn't use a scry? Nobody around me plays Affinity, and I have not seen that deck list in like a year and a half. I don't even remember what's in it. Next up, Draft Weekend, the least consistently held event. Oh God. And it literally says Draft Weekend on the bottom. That's the funny thing. Other people make it Fat Pack Challenge Day, or like they rerun like a pseudo sealed with 6 packs. If people don't want to draft, the LGS doesn't hold draft. That's just what it is. So if you get this, it probably won't be at a Draft Weekend. By the way, Draft Weekend is basically the Friday Night Magic the day of release. So April 28th and 29th, I guess. I didn't think that was the release day. I don't know, whatever, who cares? So it's Zahid, Djinn of the Lamp. He costs 6, so he's already borderline playable, unplayable. We'll see. You may pay 4 and tap an untapped artifact you control rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Oh, and he's a 5/6 flyer in blue. That is a lot of power in blue. I mean, they had to weaken him because, like I said, it is almost a universal rule in the entire history of the game that a blue creature cannot have attack power higher than its mana cost. There are 2 exceptions in Modern. That's all I cared to look up. Oh, unless there's a downside, like an illusion or this, or you have to do this, or you have to return a land to hand, or you have to flip it. Like, yeah, there's something in the way to counterbalance it and weaken it. So this is just like, okay, you got to have an artifact in play and you have to tap it. Okay, I mean, then you get a 5/6 flyer for 4. So not only is it a 5/6, it's flying. I mean, this is pretty good. Blue artifact decks have historically been crap, even in, what was that, like M14 or 15 or whatever? I don't even remember. The one that had like artificers and crap still was pretty damn hard to get it working, but I don't know. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Honestly, this could just go in like an equipment deck. You can tap equipment while it's equipped and then still like swing with the creature it's on. Like that's a thing apparently. So that's pretty cool. I like the alternate art. They're both pretty freaky. Nothing too spectacular about it. But it's a different take on a Djinn. You know, it doesn't look like Genie from the Aladdin cartoon series. It would have been funnier if it was, but that would have been a lawsuit. So that's a Draft Weekend. We've also got the packaging, high-res versions. You might have noticed that they kind of silently leaked it, I guess, at that whatever ToyCon 2018 thing and then didn't talk about it. Like, they broke their own like release window and then didn't announce it, didn't link to it. Like, it was really weird, and this is like the second time they've done it. Anyway, those were crappy cell phone pictures, the way that Wizards releases about 50% of their information. I should say people other than Wizards. But, I mean, first up, we've got Avon guy. I think he's on that card that does something with historic, or I don't know, whatever. Next up, we got that lady that drives the Weatherlight or whatever. Everybody's going to kill me for not knowing who that is. It's whatever. Next up, we got, I don't know, we'll say Paladin lady, I guess. She's holding one of them targets from that police training arcade game with the little shooty guns. That's pretty sweet. Next up, we've got Karn, looking kind of weird. He's got a book for some reason. I feel like you could just stick a USB like drive in his head, and then he could just download the book. Like, he probably just has Wi-Fi, and he could just get on, you know, what is that? That one stupid audiobook thing everybody plugs. Obviously, the marketing isn't working. Next up, we got a very angry-looking Charlie Murphy there. Actually, he really looks less like Charlie Murphy in that one than any of the others. But, oh my god, does he look like Charlie Murphy in this one. Like, legit, he looks like Sinbad in that one, actually. Like, the young Sinbad. We're talking like 80s. And then on the box, like, that is literally a different person, and specifically, it's Eddie Murphy. God, I keep getting them confused, and they don't look a thing alike. Charlie Murphy. So anyway, that's the box. Here's the fat pack. Why the hell not? If you watch the video this far, insider information that's not public yet, but I'm making it public because I just don't give a shit anymore. They're dropping the MSRP of the fat pack back down to $39.99. It was $39.99. Then they added a booster, so it went from 9 boosters to 10. They took out the deck boxes and then raised the price to, I believe it was $41.99 was the new MSRP. It's back down to $39.99 for no apparent reason. They haven't made a statement about it. It's just, my vendor told me, hey, this is the new MSRP. How much you want to order? And I'm like, oh, did they change it back down to 9 boosters? And he's like, no. Well, we're making progress. Now, if they would just call it a fat pack, we'd be right back to where we were, except with 1 extra booster, which would be wonderful. So now you know I'm probably going to make a video about it because nobody watches my videos to the end for some reason. So if you did, let's confuse the shit out of everybody. Go down to the comment section and post, let's bring back a classic. Your favorite breakfast food with no context. What's it? Just like literally, I like waffles with strawberries on them. That's it. That's the whole comment. Oh, bacon and eggs, that's my favorite. Boom, that's it. That's the whole comment. No context whatsoever. Not, ha ha ha, you said at the end of the video. No, you gotta leave the context out, otherwise you ruin the joke. So screw you ADD people that already left, and I'll see you guys next video.